All right, greetings everyone. Welcome to the October 2018 meeting of the Space Association of Australia. Now I say October 2018 just temporarily, and you'll find out why later. Anyway, my name's Peter, I'm the President of the Space Association, and we'd like to welcome everyone to come along. Glad you found it. It's a really nice venue. We've bounced around a little bit. We're working on options to try and remediate that, but enjoy. As I've mentioned, there's some refreshments over there for you to enjoy. So tonight we've got a really interesting group of things happening for you. I'll just run through them very quickly. We've got just a little bit of information about... It's my stockbroker. It's Angelo. Could you take that, Mike? Where is it? So we've got stuff around the organisation. Then we've got a special feature presentation with James O'Connor, an interstate speaker who's come down specifically for tonight. Although I've just noticed he's been doing a bit of extracurricular activity, so he'll probably fill you in on that. And then we've got a second in the series of the Footsteps to the Moon countdown to Apollo 11, which is 50 years next year. I know, makes everyone feel old. And then we're going to take a quick break at 8 o'clock if we stay on schedule. And as always, I urge you to go out and have a chat with someone who you've hardly spoken to or never spoken to before. Make them welcome. Do a bit of speed dating. And then we've got our space news from our correspondent who's just phoned in trying to find out where the place is. Angelo De Grazia and Michael Abdullah. How's our audio sounding, Ash? Good. Got a thumbs up from the panel operator. And then we've got part two of that with Andrew Rennie, Planetary in Space. So, as always, fascinating evening. And then we're going to be out of here about 9 p.m. A couple of us were privileged to go and see the movie about Neil Armstrong. Greetings, how are you? Welcome. Take a seat anywhere. About Neil Armstrong, which has just been released, called First Man. It's by, it's got Ryan Gosling in it and Damien Chazelle, the director. It's basically, it's not a space movie about the Apollo 11 mission, it's more about the man. So, based on the book by James R. Hansen, who was the authorised biographer by Neil before he passed away. So, it comes from a very good source. And it's also nice because it's got both Neil's son's endorsement and active involvement in the movie, and they even play bit parts. So, so they've run a ruler over it and they've given it a thumbs up, which is good. As I said, a couple of us have seen it already, but we're just throwing out there that maybe for those interested, we maybe go along to the Sun Theatre in Yarraville this coming Friday night to go. I've got a question mark there because when I put this together, I haven't an asterisk. I didn't have a session time, so we'll circulate that. But if anyone hasn't seen it, or would like to see it again with some other space geeks, Sun Theatre Yarraville. Part of the reason for that is that the Sun Theatre in Yarraville have taken the proactive step, and they've actually got a Moon Festival screening of a series of movies over the period of the Apollo 11 landing mission in July of next year. So they've got First Man, they've got Apollo 13, they've got a whole bunch of other space-related movies. So we're in discussions with them now about what an active part the association might take with them, and they're very keen to talk with us and have us involved. So watch this space. We might even call some volunteers and have a bit of an information desk happening at there or something like that. But once again, the Sun Theatre in Yarraville, it's an independent theatre. It's nice to support them. Or is it independent? It's part of the Palace Group. It's independent. There you go. All right, now something that has come up to my attention, and I've actually got a pre-release copy of it here, is a book called Honeysuckle Creek, which is essentially a story of Tom Reed, who was the director of Honeysuckle Creek in the period of the Apollo 11 missions and the Apollo series of missions. So I have not read it yet. We'll be reviewing it by Andrew Tink. We'll be reviewing it and having a review on the space show, the radio show we run with Andrew Rennie over the next couple of weeks. It's due out next week, I believe, the 1st of November it's due out. So if you're interested in that, get into it. Maybe we'll have a movie one day soon. Could be quite good. Another book. Excuse me. Another book that's actually it's been out for a little while, from my understanding, but it's about the story of the restoration of the Saturn V rocket at the Kennedy Space Centre, which, as people probably remember, was parked outside the Saturn V building for many years after the finish of the Apollo series of launches. The last Saturn V being launched was that took up Skylab. So that rocket was sitting out in the weather in Florida, which for those of you that know the Florida weather, it's pretty brutal. It's salt, it's hurricanes, it's all sorts of stuff. So, this is a story about them making the decision with the assistance of the Smithsonian to go ahead and restore the rocket to its, sort of to its glory. If people have seen it live, it's pretty spectacular. So, once again, I'll be reading that as well. So if you're interested, there's you can find that online, that book. Speaking of books, there's a bunch of books here for sale. There's prices on the autograph books, pretty unique books if people are interested. For people that are new to the association, there's a gentleman who's got failing health and is wanting to sell his books to people that would appreciate it. So rather than going off to the op shop, so they're spectacular books. Have a look at them during the break, and I'll take the cash. Okay, so this is a story about that book. Just a reminder, this list gets shorter every month, surprisingly. So now we're on the October meeting, and the next two meetings are November the 26th, and then we've settled on December the 17th to be our final meeting for the year. By tradition, we've gone with a bit of a different theme. It's not going to be a meeting like this. It's going to be a trivia night once again, and it's going to be at the Imperial Hotel in the CBD. It's 8 Burke Street. It's directly opposite Parliament House, near Parliament Station. We'll be upstairs in the Parliament room. If the lady's working. Yeah. Okay. In the Parliament room up here, which is overlooking the town hall, the Parliament House. So it should be quite fun. So by that time we'll also have. Well, no, we won't. The election's 26th, isn't it? Okay. We'll still have the same government in place in Parliament at that time. As I've mentioned, Imperial Room, the time at this stage will be 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the actual event, but get there at 6:30. We'll have some finger food supplied by the association. What we'll get you to do, and we'll send an email out with the details of this, basically go downstairs, purchase your meal, tell them you're with the space group, and they'll send it upstairs. Hopefully we'll send it upstairs at the interval so that we can enjoy a meal, have a chat, and go from there. As always, there's magnificent, expensive prizes available for the winners. I think last year was a little plastic cup about this big, but anyway, it's the thought of it that counts, right? So once again, we'll send you an email out with the details. Just we'll work out the mechanism of whether to purchase a ticket, which would be a free ticket, but just to tell us who's actually coming. We want to know whether there's going to be 3 or 300. If it's 300, we might have to make some adjustments with the venue. So that should be good fun. And it's been great fun each year. Everyone has a good time. We have a meal there, have a drink, talk space, and learn a little bit about space that you probably didn't even need to know, but you'll learn it anyway. Once again, the association runs on memberships, your membership fees each year. So if you're not a member already, or if you haven't renewed, we'd urge you to do so. It helps us to do what we're doing tonight, run our radio show and the other special events. And we've got members from across the country now, so it's good fun and it's a good way to contribute to what we do. Now, I tried to find a picture of James before he came in, and this is the closest one I could get. I don't know whether it's fake news or not. I have a feeling it is. I know that he has been doing practice for weightless environments, extreme G-forces and other effects of spaceflight. But having said all that, I'm going to welcome James to the desk. James O'Connor. He's going to introduce himself. think you just need to do.
Welcome. Thanks very much.
You just need to do this. Sorry about that. And you're there. F5. Right, there you drive. And there is an advanced thing. I like.